Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello from the colorful, walkable foodie paradise, the city of Ipoh. The British, the Dutch, the Indian and the Chinese left their mark here. It's also won 2 low carbon awards, and the city is working super hard to become a low carbon city, which I think is really fucking cool. And also it's a foodie paradise, and having been here for 4 days now, I can testify that that is indeed true. I'm walking towards the old town, which has a hidden street full of mysteries and flavors. Right now we're just standing outside of Concubine Lane, and this is where the British and the Chinese noblemen used to bring their mistresses. But right now it's like a street full of food and handicrafts, so let's go check them out. The town was not on my map when I set out to explore Malaysia. Yet, when I shared with the taxi driver that I love Chinese food, he told me Ipoh is the place to be. I went without hesitation. It's kind of like the perfect mystical city. It feels like you're walking through a city that's been eaten by the jungle. Or actually maybe that's a city that just sprung up in the middle of a forest. And I really love the smell as you walk through the alleyways, because it smells like really sort of smoky, kind of almost burning spices and meaty flavors, and there's something mystical going on in the cafes, and there's all these little windows and the light is shining through the branches, and it's really beautiful. I'm here especially to try the local favorite, bean sprout chicken. Alright, here we have the famous bean sprout chicken, and this dish is local to Ipoh, so I'm quite excited to try it. It's basically, yeah, as it says on the menu, bean sprouts and boiled chicken, I think. It's very salty, and the chicken is super soft, but the crunchy beans are adding it a really nice texture. Okay, I'm a fan. Well, right now we're proper filled up after lunch. Now I'm a woman on a mission to find dessert. What is it?
This is like similar to jelly, plain agar-agar with palm sugar and peanut.
I wanted something unusual, and I think this is it. This is a raindrop cake. So it's like a blob of jelly with some palm sugar and something else. Oh, looks so satisfying when the way it wiggles. Ah! Alright, let's try it. Ooh. It's a lot tougher to cut inside than I thought it would be. That's really nice. It's like a slightly tougher jelly, and it tastes fruity like a guava, and the crumb gives it like a nice cakey touch. Whilst famous for its food scene, Ipoh has many gorgeous cave temples. I decided to check out the Perak temple before digging into another local favorite. Yeah. Boom! Right now I'm standing at the entrance of Perak temple. This is one of the biggest temples, cave temples in Ipoh, and it was discovered by a couple who came to this region, and I suppose they must have fallen in love with the karst landscape and decided to build a temple here. It took them 50 years to build up this temple and collect donations for it, and I know that it has several layers to it and lots of crevices and bits to uncover, so let's go in. The temple walls are filled with intricate drawings depicting stories. I especially love the golden dragon. This behind me is the goddess of mercy. She has 8 arms. I think there's gonna be a lot of stairs on this adventure. There are a lot of stairs. What have I signed up for? I love visiting places like this because it makes me feel like Clara from Hello. I can see light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost outside. Okay, we've almost reached the top, but now we have to make a choice. We can take these stairs or these stairs. Let's go with these ones. Look a bit nice and chill. natural beauty, but also man-made craftsmanship.
So this says that we are halfway to the top, and it's going to be this to get to the top.
I'm just gonna follow the crowd. I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but it just started to rain really heavily. It's the monsoon season in this region, so it's not entirely surprising, but the rain was so heavy that I was forced to stop my adventure and look for shelter. I hid in a little temple halfway to the top. The thunder rolled and the rain poured through the branches. As all places, Malaysia is beginning to see weather extremes, where the monsoons are becoming heavier and the dry season even drier. Even as travelers, we can no longer ignore this. It's still raining really heavily and I've been stuck, or not quite stuck, but stranded in this hideaway temple that I was showing you around earlier, and I'm so happy it's here. So now I'm going to try and make it back into the cave temple itself and exit, because it looks like the rain's not going to stop for a while, and when it rains in Asia, it rains. One thing I've come to really appreciate about Malaysia is that, like, if you are placed here without knowing where you are, for 1 second you're in China, right now you're probably in England, then you're in India, the next moment you're possibly in the Netherlands. It's a mishmash of cultures I've never seen function in this way before. It's really interesting. And particularly I'm excited to explore this through food. The next delicacy stop is pandan leaf chicken. So you eat this by first unwrapping the chicken and then digging it. Thank you. It's like sweet and sour curry chicken. Super juicy, a little bit garlicky, and just right on with salt. Really good. My final foodie stop was a big breakfast. Spicy. Now, what I didn't know is that dim sum is traditionally a Cantonese tea snack kind of situation, and it emerged like this. In the city of Canton, when it began to experience more commercial travel and people started passing through the city, the local stores began to serve tea, and with their tea they started serving small snacks to go with the tea. And this is how the concept of dim sum emerged, and gradually they started adding more and more snacks to serve with the tea, and this is how we now have dim sum. And typically it's eaten for brunch. Some prawn dim sum? I'm not sure. I've just been given a lot of things and a bao bun, and I'm just gonna start working my way through them. I've fallen a little bit in love with this city because of the food, but also because of the people. I think this is possibly one of the most welcoming cities I've ever been to in Southeast Asia. People greet you randomly when you walk past their shops. If you're eating alone, someone will turn around and start up a conversation, and that's just gorgeous. In the few days that I've spent in Ipoh, I felt like I only started to scratch the surface of the city. So if you're traveling through the peninsula from south to north, stop by, and I don't think you will regret it.